Welcome to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. You are listening to a syndicated podcast on Amazon Alexa, where you can catch special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on-location reports. The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic and impacting the communities with their passions. The Sister Speak Show is a talk show that will keep your mind and your soul informed, energized, and encouraged. This is a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb, we go wisdom. On the Sister Speak Show, it's about making the known known. You can listen live and on demand to the Sister Speak Show on Spreaker, Amazon Alexa, Google Play, iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Tumblr, and TuneIn Radio. Add us to your listening shuffle. We want to be the flavor in your ear. We consider the Sister Speak Show to be one of the dopest podcasts in podcasting. Thank you for your listening support and welcome. Let's tune in, shall we? Oh, wait a minute, brothers and sisters. Yes, we are live, and you are listening to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. I am your host, Ayana, and it is my pleasure, my absolute pleasure to converse with you all this evening, vibe with you all, and have a special guest for you all as well. Yes, we certainly do. Tonight, brothers and sisters, my special guest on the Sister Speak Show will be Ryan J. Yes, he's back, and he's got 2 songs that he dropped to the Sister Speak Show for you all to listen to. Hello to my listening audience, my international listening audience, local and national. I am so grateful to converse with you all this evening. Like I said, I am excited about my special guest, and I am excited to be back on this podcast, vibing out with you. A lot of you are like, where are you? Where have you been? The Lord has blessed me, and now I have picked up a 4th stream of income, and I am working long hours. I'm talking about filled out my resume on a Sunday, took it in on a Monday, interviewed on a Monday, and got the job on a Monday. Yes, he will do it. For sure. So I'm very grateful, and I made sure that I got off work and came here so I could vibe out with you all. I would not want to miss this opportunity to talk to you all. So listen, this is what we're going to do. Of course, we're going to chat. I want to encourage you. I want to embrace you, and I want to educate you all. Okay, that's what it's about on the Sister Speak Show. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to play this first song for you that he dropped off to us, and it's entitled Fiending for You by Ryan J. Let's get into it, shall we? Fiending for you, Ryan J. Brothers and sisters, Ryan J will be our special guest on the tour on the Sister Speak Show, a part of May Music Month, where we highlight local, national, and international independent artists. I am absolutely thrilled that I'm still connecting with artists who believe in the Sister Speak Show, believe in their brand, believe in their music, and are going all out, constantly, showing up to events, promoting their music, sharing their music for free, also going on the major platforms so you can get a breath of fresh air, of listening air. Music is very, very important to us, and we are in a time where music has taken a turn for the worse. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in a real way. We're living in a day and age where, for some reason, there's almost like a laziness to the lyrics. There's a laziness to the beat. There's a laziness when it comes to the overall production. And musicians don't look like what they used to. Well, what do you mean, Ayana? I mean that there was just a certain element, a vibe that you gave off that let me know that this is what you do and this is the genre that you really sing. It was the entire, the two buttons open on the shirt with the nice little, herringbone, or, it was just that look on the album cover. It was the video. It was just the everything. It was, the women screaming, or even the men, showing up and having to wipe their forehead and even adjust themselves because they are turned on by said R&B singer / R&B diva. It was just an element. Now it's just, it's just laziness. So to you who are independent artists and to you who are looking for a fresh vibe, that's what we're providing here on the tour for you in this season and every season to come. We know that you get tired of hearing the same old mess on the radio. And I don't know. I know that the numbers are why they get the spins that they get. But we are always looking for the latest, download to add to our iPod and to our listening shuffle to get us through. And music does get you through. That song last night, A DJ Saved My Life, is real. Music, depending on your mood, can really, really, float you on by. And I appreciate the fact that Ryan and other artists like Ryan are giving us that old school music. It's comforting because, you hate to see your favorite past R&B group on stage struggling to sing, struggling to hit their notes, struggling to perform. Excuse me, but all in all, you still show up to the show because you respect what they do. And they're giving you what brings comfort to your ears, right? But now, you tell me, what's the latest concert you've been to? What's the latest R&B / anything you've been to? Most of you, my listening audience, would say it has something to do with an old school grouping, right? The Groove, part 2, Let's Jam, part 4. And you bring everybody out of semi-retirement and you say, hey, look, warning, 6 weeks, you're live. You're on stage. The people want you. And then suddenly there's like a rebirthing, if you will, of our old school favorites coming out and saying, oh my gosh, we're going to get another check. And the fans still love us. Yes, we do. Because we still play your music. Your music still grooves no matter how many times we've listened to it. I'm going somewhere with this. if this is your lane, whether it is R&B, hip hop, spiritual awareness, pop, country pop, gangster country, whatever it is that you do, do it well and spend time on your craft and give us something we've never heard before. Step outside of the element. A lot of times it's very easy to kind of want to replicate what other people are doing because we see that it is working for them. But all in all, if this is what you do, if this is what you really, really do, then you're going to surprise us. You're going to blow our minds. You're going to take that time that it takes to create. You're going to miss a few hours of sleep. You're going to really pursue that sound that sets you apart. Now, I'm not saying go stupid doodle dumb to the point to where all you are is just putting out music, but it's just really music spelled noise. I mean, noise. We're not listening. We're not ready. We don't want it. Just like we don't want to see men in skinny jeans. Right? I'm not. I'll wait. Might not. Just saying, if you're listening, I'm here to tell you, I'm speaking for every woman in this world. Okay? I am the Harriet Tubman of this movement. Your skinny jeans are declined. I don't know why I still see it. Declined. That means, not this one. Just letting you know. And any woman that says that it's okay, she can stay on the plantation. But everybody that wants to be free, this Underground Railroad leaves at 4 a.m. Okay? Just trying to help you when you get out there, because, you get out there and you try to do your R&B thing, and if your pants is tight and mine are tight, what are we? We're gonna combust. I don't want to have to. Okay, I was gonna go there, but I'm not. Anyways, so it's your entire vibe when you get on stage. Listen, brothers and sisters, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be right back after this commercial break. You're listening to The Tour on the Sister Speak Show. This is your host, Ayana, recording live from Dallas, Texas, and I am so grateful to talk to you. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I mean it. Don't go anywhere. Listening to the Sister Speak Show is even easier now with the new abilities available from Spreaker Skill on Amazon Alexa. With Spreaker on Alexa, you can now listen to the Sister Speak Show from even more places from all around the world. You also have navigation control, fast forward and rewind podcasts to make sure you never miss a second of your favorite show. And then you can ask for show recommendations like the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. All right, now, welcome back. You are listening live to The Tour on the Sister Speak Show. This is your host, Ayana. Now, I'm not playing about that brand. I am your spiritual A&R, okay? If you don't have an A&R, I am here for you. I'm here to help your brand really be organic, fresh, comfortable, and something we've never seen before, I'm serious about this. The music has taken a turn for the worse. I mean it. And I think also because there is a detachment from feelings, It's just like everybody's really detached from their emotions. So you might be getting emotionless music. And sometimes people like to really, and I'm getting onto the production before my guest calls in. Some music, why do you have so many instruments? Do you have to have every instrument? You've got all the instruments. Yes, you need to take out about 4 snares, 2 cymbals, and all the harmonicas. What are we? Is this a country rap R&B? Where are we going with this? I'm serious. Some of y'all get a little happy on this, on the ones and twos. And then next thing you know, we're like, whoa, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000. How many instruments are in your songs? Let's count the instruments, shall we? Okay. Anyway, I want to encourage you to continue to make great music and do what you do, and always seek out as much wisdom as you can when it comes to your brand and your sound. Okay? Practice your moves. Please don't get out there and try to drop it like it's hot and end up finding that it's cold. Okay? All right, let's get it started. Calling in live to the Sister Speak Show is my special guest. Let's give it up, brothers and sisters, for recording artist Ryan J. I'm doing so well, thank you. We just have to give you this applause, and we thank you for taking out the time to come on the Sister Speak Show.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you for having me once again. I'm so happy to even be on the show again, too.
Oh, how sweet. You know what? I played your song, Fiending for You. I really like it. Played it at the beginning. And we're going to save your other song that you dropped for us at the end, because I want everybody who doesn't know who Ryan J is, who, might not have listened yet to the first interview, just to get this fresh feeling of who you are, because ever since we talked, you have been on the go. You've been making moves. You still got the ladies screaming, ah, after your songs. It's real. So how you been, Ryan?
You know what? Excuse me, I can't, I actually just got done eating dinner, but I'm actually doing well, just been grinding and really just making this music happen, man. So, it's really been going good so far.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been good, just been staying focused and working on this and just grinding and things like that. So everything is looking up.
You definitely have been grinding, and I appreciate your grind. I have to first talk about the Oak Cliff R&B Cypher. My goodness.
Yeah, the R&B Cypher, yeah.
That was brilliant. It was.
Oh, yeah.
I loved every ounce of it. You all really did your thing on there, and I want to be able to send my listening audience to wherever they can go to check that out, because I saw it on Instagram. But is there a full clip of that?
Yeah, it's actually the full clip is actually on YouTube. All you have to do is just type in Team R&B Cypher, and it should show up. So it'll definitely show up, and it'll definitely show up, and it's all it's about 7-8. It's 7-8 individual of us R&B artists, 8 individual styles. Actually 7. Let me take that back. It's 7 of us, and we're all just showcasing our talents, our voices, and things like that. So the Cypher did really well. The Cypher did really well in the city, and we got a lot of love for it and things like that. So definitely check that out. It's a dope project that we all did.
No, it is. Now tell everybody, if you don't mind, who was all on that Cypher?
It was me.
Yes.
It was another girl named Adrian. A girl named Adrian Lachey, Garsha Christopher, Talia, a brother named Javon Jackson, and another brother. His name is Phil J.
That's what's up. No, shout out to everybody on that. I love the Cyphers. I love the fact that the Cypher movement has spread into different genres, because definitely nothing wrong with hip hop, nothing wrong with the lyrical, nothing wrong with that. But we cannot exclude all the other genres of, dope artists that, we need to hear y'all voice. We need to hear that genre and that cipher, because I think what it does is it opens up the spectrum, because there's some people only just dream to get into a cipher. They want to be on that cipher. They want to be chosen as the one to represent where they're from, to show what it is. And I love the whole, like I said, the whole movement of it. So what you all did, A+.
Yeah, A+, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, there's another one, Ryan. Don't think you're going to get away, because, I pay attention to all of my guests and what you all are doing. There's another one, Ryan, where you were on the streets. I don't know if you were in New York or where you were.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
see?
I was actually, that was back in November, because I was actually in downtown, I was in downtown Dallas, and I was with them, and we was doing a radio interview, and I think, we was just walking down and just singing, and I think there was some people, there was people like over by the Majestic Theater. We were over by the Majestic Theater, and there was just like a group of people. I don't know who they were going to see, but they were going to see somebody in concert, and then we was just singing, and then they said, wow, like, why don't you sing for us, sing. And Phil J went first, and they all took out all their phones and started recording us, and then that's when I did a Luther Vandross rendition, and they were just like, oh my gosh, okay, like, wow, that's amazing.
No, and you know what? I'm sure I'm quite sure some of those women were sitting there going, I do. Me, I do. You know what I'm saying? They were probably in a trance, like, oh my gosh, yes. I'm sure they were like, what do you want me to do? I'm from Zamunda. Excuse me. And I'm willing to be everything that you need, brother. Okay. No, that, what I like about that, though, in all seriousness, is back in the days when, as an artist, you had to hope that you would run into somebody that worked at a music company, who worked at Sony, they would, ask them, hey, sing on the spot. Sing something for me right now. They would hope they would get the opportunity to do that. Now the avenue for transporting music is way faster, and so many different lanes that are very convenient. But for you to be able to just sing on the streets, that takes a lot of courage. And it just takes you back to the day where artists could authentically, on the drop of a dime, drop a note, and you knew that what it was, because I feel like a cappella is the test.
Right. And when you sing, and the thing is, when you sing a cappella, it gives you a chance to really gives you a chance to put your voice to the test. And like when somebody puts you to the test like that, excuse me, they're wondering, okay, can you really sing or not? Minus the music, minus the harmonies, minus all of that. Let's just hear your voice raw and see. And they want to see if you really got it or not. And and the thing is, a lot of people nowadays don't really do that anymore. They don't really show off that raw talent. I mean, they do, but it's just not. They don't really show it off. They don't really want to show it off due to what's hot and due to like what's current right now. It's just kind of like, even though things are still hot and still current, you can still show off your raw talent. Mm-hmm. Raw talent is never going to go away ever.
Right. Now, when you talk about the raw talent, do you think there is ever an appropriate time to lip sync?
Oh, man. Man, that's a good one. I think the most important time to really, truly lip sync is when, like, if it's possible. I don't recommend lip syncing. I recommend not doing it at all. But if you have to lip sync, if you have to let your voice be gone, like if your voice is like totally gone, like that would be the only like the only option that I will lip sync is if my voice is like totally out of it. Like that would be the only thing. Or if I sound kind of hoarse, or if I sound hoarse and I can't hit that, or if I can't hit that note or something like that. But I would not recommend. I would not recommend lip singing at all.
Right. See, because I'm going somewhere with this. I was watching an award show, and they found Paula Abdul, and she really put on a good show because she's a dancer, but she was not. I really wouldn't have expected Paula to sing and dance after the show that she gave, but she was definitely lip syncing. And, I gave her a pass because at that age, the fact that you found me based on the fact that my needs might not be good, but you found me and you asked me to perform. Okay, it's going to be two things. It can't be both. It's going to be either or. Either I sing and don't move, or I move and don't sing. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only time I think it would be appropriate to lip sync outside of karaoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I definitely feel you on that. I think it's so important for people to just really embrace the fact that, look, if you're going to perform, you need to really know that this is what you chose to do. So what all goes into holding a note, Ryan? Because I can hold a note if I've got a cup.
Can you hold a note?
I can hold a note. I mean, I'm not going to hold one for you guys today. My notes come out when I'm not trying. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm trying, okay, so how do you do it? What do you have to do in order to train your voice to, get up there for 3 to 4 minutes or however long your set is on stage?
For me, when I hold a note, for me it's just about saving my voice. Like before I get on stage, I always save my voice. I don't sing a lick before I get on the stage. Basically, I always pray. I always pray before I sing. I always try to take care of my voice before I sing. I always drink tea. I always warm up my voice and things like that. So when I'm holding a note, I just let it come out naturally.
Yeah.
I don't try to force it. I don't try to just push it out. I just let it come out naturally. So I just let it just comes out naturally to me.
Yeah. Because there's some people who so do you spend a lot of time practicing though?
Yeah, I do. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And do you do any warm up techniques in order to exercising your mouth and any type of me's and all of that type of stuff?
Yeah. Well, here and there, I'll do that. I'll do the me, but usually I'll just do little exercises, vocal exercises, something like that.
See, now you didn't have to floss on us like that. Now, okay, now see. It just came out. I'll just do it. You said it it's like I can do it next. It's it's not a Me Too thing, Ryan. That is a special thing you just did right there. Okay, it came out so easy and everything. Oh my goodness, no. But you know what though? When you love what you do, sometimes it seems effortless to somebody who's in awe of your talent. We don't see everything that goes into your preparation for, your albums, your songs, your appearances, and so forth. How do you maintain how do you balance, your mental, your spiritual, and your physical with being an R&B singer? Is there a balance, or how does that work for you?
It's definitely a balance. Being an R&B artist, being an R&B singer, it's more than just, singing to the ladies or singing about love songs and, things like that. It's really just feeling the music. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's really feeling the music, and it's really feeling like what you're singing about as well.
Yes.
So So, you know, being just like an R&B singer, like a rhythm and blues soul singer, it's all about feeling. It's more than just, once again, it's more than just taking off your shirt, holding, passing out flowers and things of that nature. It's really just about, which is a wonderful thing.
It is, but still.
But still, you know, it's really all about it's really all about feeling that song and really capturing that song and really feeling it and really putting yourself in that motion of that of that song. Excuse me. Yeah.
I agree. You know, also, it just made me think, like, I really don't recommend throwing flowers into the audience, because if you want to see a fight, let an R&B singer throw a bouquet of flowers into that audience. Now, there's two times that women lose their mind in exercise. It is when they're at a wedding and that bouquet is getting ready to get tossed.
Yeah, that bouquet is getting ready to get tossed, yeah.
Oh, you talk about on your mark, get ready, and go. Okay, I have never in my life seen so many track stars show up in heels at a wedding. But anyway, you know, I don't really recommend that. But one thing I wanted to kind of switch off into, because I was just thinking about it, since the last time we talked, Jacquees came out and said,
"This is the king of R&B."
Yeah, he did. And then I saw Keith Sweat say, "Hold up, player." And then, okay. He came, you know, Keith Sweat came through with the pinky ring. Talking about what? Okay, so what's your opinion on that statement?
You know, the thing about it is, Jacquees, so since Jacquees says that he's the king of R&B, don't get me wrong, you know, dude got talent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit up here and say he's the king of R&B, because he is not the king of R&B.
Mm-hmm.
I think dude has got to put in more work.
Mm-hmm.
He has to put more work, you know, put out more material in order for him to call himself the king of R&B. I got to see some more stuff before he crowns himself the king of R&B. You know, compared him to R. Kelly. Kells, Kells, every album that Kells has ever put out with has been a hit. Every song, for the most part, that he has written for any artist has been a hit. So you can dub him as the king of R&B minus all the issues, minus all the stuff. But talent wise, him as the artist, he's to me, R. Kelly still stands the king of R&B.
Well, okay, now see, I feel you. I feel that, and I thank you for your opinion, because I was just thinking, do you think if Jacquees would have said, "I am one of the kings of R&B," do you think he would have still gotten as much flack? Or is it just the fact that he would even put himself in that category as a king?
Oh, man, that's a good one. That's a real good one.
You know, because I was just like, I think it's a lot about wording. Like, I tend to say that I am one of the dopest podcasts. I know there are other dope podcasts out there, and I don't want to offend anybody who believes in what they're doing and actually has something dope going on. And I also think that, you know, like you said, you've got to, brother, you still got your umbilical cord, you know, attached to the microphone. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I think it's just really all about, it can either go either way. I think if he would have said, "I'm the kings of R&B," if he was to said, "I'm one of the kings of R&B," he would have gotten less backlash. He probably would have gotten less backlash, but he would still get some. But he would still get some. He would still have some shade thrown at him. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't be as much. But I don't think it would be as bad as it is of him just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm the king of R&B." Mm-hmm. Because, you know, you got think about it. You got other kings of R&B. You got Joe. You got Tank. You got Brian McKnight. Who else you got? You got let's see here, Usher. You got I will put Trey Songz in that category, but I don't know. But you got Keith Sweat, of course. You know, people like that, certain people like them that really don't get mentioned. You can't say I'm the king of R&B when there are other kings that came before you,
Mm-hmm.
and you have not put in that, and yet you have not put in that much time or put in that much work to call yourself the king of R&B.
I agree. No, I agree. I think that, if it, with Joe, like you said, Joe and Tank and Johnny Gill, you got, for me, you've got people like, I'm probably dating myself, but you've got like Freddie Jackson.
Yeah, Luther and of course Luther too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've got them, but I think when you are feeling yourself, and when a lot of times these younger generations, they grow up in a more of a disrespectful generation.
Yeah,
so when it comes to an OG, they willing to go toe to toe with an OG versus learning from the OG. They really, some of them would be disrespectful, and then somebody got to pull them aside and be like, do you know who he is? That's Homicide Joe. Is you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, show that respect. So, especially since I'm quite sure that Jacquees was influenced by all these, you just don't come out singing like that without having listened to a few of the greats. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So one thing I wanted to ask you, do you think that being an R&B singer, a male R&B singer in particular, is opens up the door for a lot of unwanted relationships or relationships later on that men would regret?
It all depends.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen. It can't happen to a male R&B singer. Basically, it really just depends on who the person is, and it depends on what type. It depends on how that mindset is.
Yeah.
Like if your mindset is like, okay, I'm an R&B singer, I'm going to fuck a bunch of females,
right,
because I want to fuck a bunch of females, and I'm going to. And when you do that, more than likely, you're gonna get them pregnant. But if you real sensible, say if you sensible, and you like, okay, I'm a male R&B singer, but the ladies love me, but yet I have a wife at home. But here's what I'll do: I'll leave them imagining something as I leave the stage, and they'll go home, thinking that, okay, I'm thinking that I'm their man, but realistically, I'm not their man. But yet, it can open up to unwanted relationships like pregnancy, being with somebody you don't want to be with, a groupie, anything. I mean, just anything that could really happen to a male R&B singer.
Right.
I mean, it could definitely happen. Yeah.
Right, because and then I think the funniest part about it is a lot of times when depending on the lyrics and the way that the chords are orchestrated, it can really leave a woman vulnerable. And especially if she's, not in a situation where she's being treated right, those songs seem to be rather soothing. And if her mind isn't on right, she could gain that type of obsession to where, like, no, we go together. But girl, you never met him. It don't matter. We go together. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, she's a fan, but she's kind of nuts, but she's a fan, and she's showing up. She's buying all your albums, though. She's really supporting, but there's that fine line, and I think that that's how powerful the voice is, and that's how powerful music is.
Right, and music, and with music, it can just with music, it's such a universal language that it can speak to anybody in anybody different ways. Anybody in different ways, whether if it's good, whether if it's bad. That's just how the way music works. When it comes to R&B, you think falling in love with somebody, you think, for the most part, bedroom or whatever. If you got rock music, you think bobbing your head up and down and, jumping off the stage and all that shit. And then you got country, you know, where you talk about, you know, where you got them, you know, sad, you know, I want to say sad, where, you know, it tells a story, you know, it tells a story and it tunes you in. And you got hip hop, you know, lyrical, you know, whether if it's lyrical from drugs, gang banging, sex, you know, just whatever lyrical content you're talking about, music is going to draw you in. However good or bad, it's going to draw you in, and however you can relate to it.
I respect that, and I appreciate that. And, you know, that's what you just said is that's gained through wisdom. You have to have wisdom in order to even explain it the way that you explained it. You know, one thing the reason why I asked that is because I wanted to get into what inspired you to create Fiendin' For You, you know, because it's very romantic, it's very sensual, and, you know, there's something called baby making music. And I think most connoisseurs of sensuality love the type of environment and ambiance, good music, good vibe, you know, feeling that bass. You know, you might have a little kush on the side. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever you do, you know, to keep it lit and to keep it, you know, having that aphrodisiacs going. But, you know, what inspired you to create that?
Well, what inspired me to, you know, what inspired me to create that song was that, you know, I'm a sensual type of guy. So, you know, I love romance. You know, I love to court a woman. I love making her feel good in every way that I possibly can. Mm-hmm. And basically, what like inspired me to write that song was that I just wanted to write something. I wanted to write a baby making song. You know, I wanted to write something, you know, romantic. And once again, you know, what really inspired me was like, I think it was a song. I don't know. It was one of those tracks from R. Kelly, mm-hmm. and I think the one from Casey and JoJo, Fiendin' as well too. Mm-hmm. So they definitely kind of inspired that as well. And like for the music, I was gonna write something on like for like a Black empowerment kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You know, like the for Black Lives Matter kind of thing,
right.
But something else told me, it was just like, nah, bro, that ain't gonna fit that beat. so when I you know rewrote, so when I came up with Fiendin', you know, the words just came to me like that, and I was actually on the phone with a good friend of mine. He actually does music, and once I showed him the music, he was like, man, that's hot. And then once the lyrics just came to me, he was like, dude, roll with that. Really roll with that. That, I mean, you can go somewhere with that. Roll with that. Mm-hmm. So
I appreciate that. No, I like the song. Like I said, the song is great. We need, you know, because it's not like, you know, we're trying to replace Casey and JoJo in any way, shape, or form. I feel like Jodeci definitely has made their mark, but we just need them to quit falling off the stage when performing. You know, we need them to show up sober to the event and give us that good music, because I remember watching the video one time, and I think it was JoJo. Was it JoJo? Yeah, JoJo fell.
Yeah, seen them videos where they was, you know, when I have seen some footage where they was jumping, not jumping, but they, you know, falling off the stage and
man,
and all that stuff, and I was like, damn, like, man.
Oh, when I saw that, and what was so funny is that KC didn't know that, you know, JoJo fell. And so all you heard was one of the audience members going like, JoJo fell. JoJo fell. Oh my goodness. Oh, I mean, I'm talking about that boy. That man disappeared. You hear me? Now you see me. Now you don't, honey. He was standing up, and next thing you know, he was like, "Not today," and was out of there.
Right. But you know what though? Casey, KC's doing a lot better now. I noticed that he's doing a lot better now. I think he looks, he's sober. He seems sober.
That's good.
Vocally, the man is a beast.
Yeah.
The man is a beast. And I don't know what him and his brother are doing, but him just alone is just like, damn, KC, like, man, you, like, brother, you are amazing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully JoJo didn't fall again, and we'll see him. But no, I know that that R&B, well, even just the music industry itself is not for the faint of heart. And I understand that there are spirits, demons that do come along with the music industry if you're not guarded. It really happens like that. One thing I wanted to ask you was, when it comes to R&B and non-Black singers, non-Latino singers, what, a lot of times we hear that they're still in our sound. There's, this cultural appropriation through music, through clothes, but we'll stick with the music. Through this music, well, actually we can't stick with music because it's all tied in with the looks, the whole everything that is a familiar or mannerisms of ours. What do you think about that? The Justin Timberlakes, the John B's, I think, what is his name? Is his name Sam? Is Sam White?
Yeah, Sam Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Smith. I mean, it's like, here's my thing on it. You can't, I think, you can't sit up here and say that a white R&B singer with a lot of soul is a cultural vulture if they're like influenced by it, if they was brought up around it. Like, you can't really say that. Like for John B, for instance, John B's this white dude. He has a soulful voice. I mean, he's been doing R&B for a minute. He was brought up and he was raised around Black folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't sit here and say that John B's a cultural vulture because that's just who he is. He ain't trying to be something that he's not, because that's just who he. That's just who he is. I kind of feel like, okay, if you're influenced by R&B, and you do R&B, you do R&B. But I will say this though. I hate how they're giving white artists more of the love than they're giving us though.
Right.
That's how I feel. So I call that a culture vulture when you giving other nationalities more love than you doing with us. And I'm not saying you can't give other nationalities love that sing soul music or sing R&B. But when you try to erase our well-being of bringing R&B into the light, us as a people, I don't appreciate that.
Right.
I don't appreciate it at all.
Right.
So that's my take on. So my take on the culture vulture thing is, I just hate it. I just don't like when people try to erase our existence when it comes to music and give other nationalities love. Once again, which I don't have a problem with. I just don't like that when they push us to the side. I don't like that.
Right. No, I agree. Because there was recently some turmoil in country music because there was a Black country singer. I don't remember his name, but he was trying to assimilate into the country music, country western genre, and he's not being received well. He's done some collaborations with other white artists, but he's got a lot of flack. They're just not, willing to. It's kind of like, okay, do you really want to play hockey, brother? It's kind of like one of those, like, what are you doing here on the ice rink, and what are you doing here at this rodeo? Why are you why do you have on a cowboy hat? What are you doing? And, you know, I can understand, you know, somebody saying, hey, you know, I like country music. I want to sing it. But do you feel like as Black people that we should think twice before entering into musical genres that we don't necessarily dominate?
Look at Darius Rucker. Look at he's a country singer. I don't know if he's getting a lot of backlash, but he's in the country music arena. And I don't know if he's getting, once again, I don't know if he's getting a lot of flashback, but it seemed like in today's point in time right now, people, I don't know, it's like some type of human behavior. I mean, it's almost like, you know, you're saying that this brother is Black, you're saying that he's Black, but yet he can't enter into the country music lane. So how come Darius Rucker is not getting the backlash as well? Look at Ray Charles. Ray Charles did country music, and he crossed over, and he made a huge success on doing country music. Mm-hmm. So why? So I feel like that's I feel like that's discrimination right there.
Right.
Like that's a discrimination on us, because once again, us as Black people, we brought country music. Yet you can't discriminate against Darius Rucker or Ray Charles, but yet you doing that to there. Yeah, that's some discrimination type shit. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No, I feel like you should always do who you see in the mirror.
Right, absolutely.
And who I see in the mirror, that's who I need to do. I need to do everything that's associated with what I see in the mirror. And I need to embrace it. I need to deal with it. These are the cards that you were dealt. Now, I do understand the whole, you know, if I've been raised around, then it's a high probability that I'm going to be attracted to and have the mannerisms of. But you still ain't. You still are not. You know, you are still who you are, and the environment is shaping you. But I've learned that when you're out of shape, you need to exercise. I've learned when you're out of shape, you need to change your diet. And so it's about shape shifting into who you're supposed to be and how you were born. Get back to your village and get out of ours. Now, that's not to say that I don't listen to music that is outside of our tribes. It does not mean that I have not rocked from side to side from people who do not look like me when they sing music that I like. I am also saying from a conscious standpoint that you need to first master who you are before you come into where I am and try to master my mannerisms and my culture and my sace and my accent and how I vibe, dance, sing, and everything else like that. Because it does not matter. No matter how much you do it, no matter who you were raised around, you will never be that.
Right, because if you think about it, even K. Michelle was talking about that. I think whenever her next album was, I think she said that this was going to be her last R&B album, because I think she wants to venture off into country music. Mm. So I mean, that's what she was saying. So I think that's definitely going to be pretty. I think that's going to definitely be something different, because I think she said that she loved country music, and that was something that she wanted to do. So
now you hear me saying, I don't know about that one, Ryan. I hear everything you're saying. I know you're relaying the facts to me, but we also got to keep it 100. People want that white money. They want that white dollar, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to cross over to get that extra money that is out there just dangling in the wind, waiting for waiting for somebody to just come and say, I want that dollar. I'll take that. What do I need to do? Oh, I need to sing country western music. And the next thing you know, well, I've always loved country western. And now country western is giving K. Michelle the side eye like, you ain't never called me. You ain't never loved me. You ain't never loved me. You know, and so I think there's a difference between really just having, like I said, that actual talent versus you just trying to get that extra coin. You know what I'm saying? Because when Candy from the former group Escape, you know, everything was fine until she did that gospel album. I was like, Sky, you just came out with a double-ended dildo, and now you're coming out with a gospel album?
She came out with a gospel album?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
See what I'm saying? You just said, you see what I'm saying? See?
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, she was on it. She got on these red gloves, and I don't know what the title was, but I was just like, "You've got to be kidding me!" Not bedroom candy. Now I'm not saying, look, I'm all for us keeping it 100. I know that we are all sinners. I know this, and I'm just this is a forever disclaimer I'm saying. I just felt like, how do you drop a dildo one week and then a gospel album the next? I'm just saying though.
Yeah, and you know what? I do. You know what? Now that I think about it, I do recall Candy coming out with a track with Marvin Sapp back in, I think it was like a couple years back from what I remember. Now that you brought that to my attention, I didn't know she dropped a full gospel album, but I do remember that I think her and Marvin Sapp did do a song together.
Mm-hmm. And the song should have been called "Never Should Have Made It." Okay, that's the never should have made it. But you know, it just goes to show that sometimes it's not good for your listening audience to roll their eyes at your next venture. If your listening audience is like, you're gonna do what again? Oh, you're gonna be you're doing an R&B album in Chinese? Oh, okay. You know, call me and tell me how that goes for you. You know, you don't want to do too much to where you think, oh, I've got a solid fan base, so now I can really all my freaky side can come out now because I've got them. Let me show them the real, you know, such and such, you know, because I think about Taylor Swift, for example, not even just to bring her up, but to bring her up. She was all like, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? Now she's like, give me the whip, take me home, put me down, I want to stay on the throne. You know what it's like? Whoa, Taylor? What's going on here? You know, so it's just like, you know, I think that you also have to remember that your listening audience is really depending on you to stay solid and not to do too much, you know?
Right. And you know, the thing is, when somebody asks me, like, okay, like, do you consider yourself R&B or do you consider yourself, like, neo soul? And it's just like, well, you know, honestly, it's like, even though I'm an R&B artist, you know, I just say R&B soul, but you can say, like, musically, like, you know, I'm right in, you know, I'm pretty much, like, right in the middle, like, musically, like the instrumentations gives you more of that.
Yeah.
It's R&B, gives you that neo soul feeling, but lyrically and vocally, you know, it's more R&B. So it's like standing like right in the middle. It's like standing right in the middle, but I'm an R&B artist.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I love that about you because I truly believe that you are. Know that you are. Listen to your music. I like your vibe. You know, you're making appearances. You've got fresh music, and that's just what's so amazing is that it's not just what you had. It's like more, and your willingness to, come on this podcast and other radio station interviews and just let the entire DFW as well as the entire world know who Ryan J is. Now, with that being said, with this last track that I'll play when you and I get off the phone, what inspired you to create Good Lovin'?
Oh, Good Lovin'?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Now, same thing with that one now. But when I heard the music, so there's actually two versions. This one, I actually redid not too long ago for the EP. But the original version, so what I did for that one was I heard the music, and the music just like hit me right then and there. Like I don't know, but like the music gave me like this real, gave me like a real Erykah Badu kind of feel. And so what I did was, I felt it, and then I heard the lyrics just came right to me, and then I wrote the song like the whole day. And then took it to the studio, and what influenced me to write that was she gives good loving. She gives that good loving because you can't reject her basically. There's something about her that you want to, there's something about her that you want to know. You want to be with her. There's something about her that makes you feel some type of way about it. And that's what really influenced that song. And for the EP version, I actually went into re-record the music, but actually the music was redone for me by another producer in Kansas City. He redid it, got the music back, and I was like, man, I love the beat, I love what you did, I love how you redid it. So went into the studio, re-recorded it, and once I did that, I listened back to the newer one and the older version. I just went on with the newer one because it sounded so much better.
Oh my goodness! Well, I think that you have done. I've heard the track. My audience hasn't heard the track yet. They're going to hear it in a little bit, in a few minutes, as a matter of fact. But I appreciate the fact that you are willing to, make your music be all that it needs to be, and to grow your fan base, and to just give us fresh music. It is so crucial that we keep we eventually want to get R&B out of ICU. Okay, R&B is in ICU right now, and we need artists like you and the other artists in the Metroplex as well as abroad to breathe life into this thing that we call music, because I'm starting to think that music is being spelled NOISE. I feel like it's being spelled noise. I feel like it's just like, okay, I've got this producer, I've got that producer, I've got this collaboration, I've got that going on, and I'm just pumping out this music. Follow me on iTunes. It's just like y'all so busy trying to get these numbers out and get all this music out that you're not taking the time to do it right.
Right, absolutely.
And it's crumbling.
Yes, and that's just with with this first EP, is that, it took a little minute to come out, but I finally got it out, and
excuse me.
Oh no, you're fine. And then I'm actually about to drop another one here pretty soon as well too. So probably within, I don't know, somewhere later on in the year, I'm gonna drop another EP, and then I'm gonna start working on my album as well too. So yeah, I definitely got projects in the work right now. So
no, that's good. I think that you are definitely, like I said, you're in your lane. You're giving us new music. We appreciate that. We love the fact that internationally people get to hear your music and support you. So, Could you please tell everybody your social media contacts.
Yes. You can follow me on my IG. It's Ryan J. Soulman. And you can also follow me on my Facebook page, which is Ryan J. Smith 98. Once again, it's Instagram, Ryan J. Soulman. And you can also follow me on my Facebook, which is Ryan J. Smith 98. And you can also purchase my EP, I Am Soulman, available on all digital platforms. iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify. It's all over the place. So definitely be sure to grab my EP, I Am Soulman.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I really appreciate you for reaching out to me again. Thank you for, trusting me with your music, excuse me, and allowing my audience to hear some more of who Ryan J is. You can always, like I told you, we're Sister Speak Show family. And I'd love for you to continue to come on the show and for us to collaborate, as we see fit. Anything that I can do as far as my voice, my professional voice services are concerned, no singing now, but anything that you could possibly need. I know how to stay in my lane. Okay. But, what we're going to do right now is, I want you to do something for me as we get ready to get off the phone. I want you to, well, first of all, I'm going to say this is not saying goodbye. It will be that I'll talk to you later. But before you hang up, go ahead and introduce to the listening audience this next track that I'm getting ready to play.
This next track is a fire dope track off my EP called A Good Lovin', and it's off my EP called I Am Soul Man. It's called Good Lovin'. Yo, good lovin'.
Ooh wee! And on that note, my brother, I will talk to you later.
Talk to you later. And
all right.
Thank you again.
Okay, no problem. Take care. Okay, brothers and sisters, now hold on now. Here we go. Why does it... We'll be right back after this commercial break. We're having No, we're not. Are we about to do this? We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Listening to the Sister Speak Show is even easier now with the new abilities available from Spreaker Skill on Amazon Alexa. With Spreaker on Alexa, you can now listen to the Sister Speak Show from even more places from all around the world. You also have navigation control, fast forward and rewind podcast to make sure you never miss a second of your favorite show. And then you can ask for show recommendations like the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Brothers and sisters, we want you to listen live and on demand to the Sister Speak Show. There are 6 segments dedicated to serving you, my brothers and sisters. We have the platform, coming to the stage, the culture climate, the laugh line, the tour.
I really dig your style. I really dig your smile. You don't need a man to stand up for you. You can do things all by yourself. But girl, let me be your gentleman and show you things that you've never seen before. I'm not trying to waste your time, but I just want to make you mine. There is something about your love I just can't ignore. When I try to walk away, I keep on coming back for more. Open up the door to your heart and let me in, so we can start something. I hope that this is meant to be. Your good loving makes me run back to you. Your good loving makes me want more of you. Your good loving, I just can't get enough of what you do. Your good loving makes me wanna spend my life with you, yeah. Girl, kiss my heart, please take it. I represent my love to you, and I hope that you never break it. Girl, you are a star, and that is what you are to me. How can a man pass you up? You have so much and life has to offer. I promise to go out my way to make you smile throughout the day. You deserve a man that gives you joy and happiness. Here is my invitation of love. Hope you accept it. This is my gift, baby. My gift of everlasting love. Good loving makes me run back to you. Good loving makes me want more of you. Good loving, I just can't get enough of what you do. Good loving makes me want to spend my life with you, yeah. There's something about your love I just can't ignore. There's a key to the door of your heart, girl, if you let me in. Please don't play hard to get. I know you feel the same way. Please don't play hard to get. I know you feel the same way. Please don't play hard to get. I know you feel the same way. Please don't play hard to get. I know you feel the same way, baby. Loving makes me run back to you. You're good loving. I just need a little bit more of you, baby. Loving, I just can't get enough of what you do. Good loving, it makes me wanna spend my life with you, yeah.
Good Lovin' by Ryan J. Brothers and sisters, I apologize for that technical difficulty that we were experiencing while, hold on, get my ears for you. Plug this in. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here. Okay, good Lovin'. I apologize for those technical difficulties that you all heard when the song was playing. Really do apologize for that, but that was Good Lovin' by Ryan J., as well as Feeding For You, which you heard in the beginning of the podcast on the Tour on the Sister Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. Now check this in. How we gonna do this? Let me see. Okay, there we go. Look, brothers and sisters, the time has been well spent. You know, like I said, I started a new job, and I'm working 12 hours, 8 hours, 11 hours, and I'm on my feet all day long, and I deal with customers all day long. And I am working in the beauty industry, no doubt, and it is definitely an eye-opening experience on a whole nother level. It's one thing to shop, but it's another thing to actually be in retail. And you will deal with different spirits, different walks of life, and people going through so much. And you know, the objective of every day is to hold your peace. The objective of every day is to, you know, have gratitude, have a humble spirit, and but also to let people know that look, I ain't no punk either. You know, you do have to teach people boundaries, and people come into your life that are rather abrasive, you know, rather boundary crossing, and you just learn about your boundaries, and you have to learn how to tell people, look, that's a line you cannot cross. And I just want to encourage everybody that no matter what you are experiencing, dealing with people, understand that sometimes it is not about you. A lot of people are going through different things, and if you do choose to celebrate pagan holidays, you're going to be in your feelings. You know, you're going to have an attitude depending on who's with you and who has gone on to fall asleep. You know, there's just a lot of elements that make up who we are as humans. And sometimes people can really, really try you and test you. And I've had to exercise a lot of restraint. And then sometimes, well, you know, sometimes you just got to ask the teacher if you can, you know, if there's any extra credit. Just what can I do to make up this grade? Because, you know, you've crossed the line. But I just want to say on both aspects, if you are, and I know this is a tour, but I got to say this, if you are a consumer, which most of us are, if you are somebody who also has the title of being a customer, you know, your attitude and the way you carry on is also a fact. I don't know who came up with the customer is always right, because that's some bullshit. That's a damn lie. Right is always right. And a customer ain't always right. And a cashier may not always be right. So whoever came up with the customer is always right, that's not true. The customer is due respect. The cashier is due respect. And let's just be civil. Now, with that being said, if you're having a bad day, it happens. We just want to make sure that we try not to take it out on other people. Now, we all have heard of the pop-off, haven't we? Okay. Now, if somebody speaks to you in the voice that I'm speaking right now, and they say, ma'am, sir, that means that the person talking to you in this voice, they've got something for you, and you may not want to try them. Okay? Now, hold your peace, everybody, no matter what side of the coin you're on. And that way we could all go home and not have to talk shit about the person that we experienced today. Because, boy, when you get in that car, there's two things you do after a long day. You pass gas when you get outside of the building. Okay? It's the truth. And I know some of y'all are laughing, but it's the truth. Probably do it when you get in the car and you go off. You pop off. Some of you drink a little something, which I do not advise to do. You don't need to be drinking and driving. Some of you may light up your, but whatever it is, you've had a long day. You can't even say day. It's day. You had a long day. And you got to talk about it. So what? You ain't got no passengers. I'm finna have a full-fledged conversation about who was in my line today, or who, a bill collector or a family member, whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with venting, but just don't sin in your venting. And that's just a word to the unwise and those who are wise. Now, with that being said, I want to thank my special guest, Ryan J., for coming on the tour this evening. And I have more episodes coming up, as well as special guests coming on. I'm not playing about that. I also want to say shout out to everybody who's been listening to my podcast, even though I have not been on here as often as I once was. Episodes still will be going up in the air, because anything going down is what? Crashing. That's right. We are live in Dallas, Texas, getting ready to sign off. This is your host, Ayana. I am so grateful to converse with you all on Sunday, May 12th at a nice 77 degrees in Dallas, Texas. I don't know how cold it is where you are, but baby, I'm telling you, this weather is all over the place, but God's glory is real. So whether it's rain, snow, or sunshine, all praises are due to the Most High God and His Son, Jesus the Christ. And I want you to be encouraged. Yes, you, those who are listening, I want you to be encouraged. I know it's rough, but you are stronger than you think. Faith without works is dead. Go get that application. Okay, until next time, you be encouraged. Hold on, let's do it like this. You be encouraged. You be blessed. You be patient. You be secure. This is Ayana, the host of the Sister Speak Show, and you have been listening to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. I am so glad to be on this mic, and I'm a little sad that I gotta get off, but you've got things to do, and so do I. I'll talk to you later. Take care now. Trouble don't last always. Everything has an expiration date. This too shall pass. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Be encouraged.